Namaste everyone. I wanted to do a little gentle flow, nice short video on some moves that we do regularly in class. So come and join me. Starting at the top of your mat. Hands together. Just noticing your breath here. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly, of your chest. Relaxing your jaw, softening your cheeks, softening your brow. Let's take a few breaths in together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Out through the mouth. Placing hand on your belly and chest. 3 more inhales. Inhale. Take your attention to the point between your eyebrows, imagining a soft white light there. Inhale. And as you exhale, imagine that white light permeating across your forehead to your temples. Let's take a breath in together as our hands come down to the hips, all the way up to the sky. And as we exhale, forward fold. Inhale into Ardha. Exhale into Uttanasana. Take your right leg back and have a base that's short enough but wide enough for you to feel nice and secure, coming up onto your fingertips, bending your front leg. Come up onto the toes of the back foot. Your front knee is bent. Making any adjustments with that back foot. You're in your high lunge. Make sure that the ankle is underneath your knee, and your knee giving you stability as you take it towards the small baby toe. Take a breath in. As you exhale, pivot on that back foot, come into a warrior foot and come into warrior two. Come along the outside edges of that. Feel the outside edges of the feet press into the floor. Your arch is slightly raised, your hips and your thighs slightly internally rotated. Your shoulders are stacked above the hips. Fingertips reaching out to opposite ends of the room. Take a breath in here. Inhale, reach forward, and then let your left arm form a beautiful arc over your head. So your right hand faces down towards your knee, and you look down towards the heel. Take a breath in. Exhale, back into warrior two. Inhale here as you windmill your right hand down to the floor, and then you take your hand up towards the sky. You may want to pivot on that back foot. One more breath here. Lower that left hand, come back into a warrior foot on the other side. And then this is a much more closed opening, where your left hand is next to your left foot. And reach your right hand up. And one more breath. Exhale that right hand down, pivot on that foot again, and then take your left hand back up towards the sky. Rotate on that back foot back into a warrior foot. take your right arm ahead of you as you then windmill that back up into warrior two. Take a breath in here. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, lay your hand on your knee, lay the elbow on the knee and rotate, opening out across the shoulders. Let your right shoulder stack on top of your left. Your arm is currently on your lower back. Take a breath in as you take your arm up towards the sky, then over your cheek. Now imagine that you're really pressing into that outside edge of that right foot, and imagine that long stretch from that outside edge all the way to the tips of your fingers. Stretching out here, feel the inside of the groin stretch, outside edge of the foot. One more breath. And as you exhale, pressing the floor away with your feet and coming back into warrior two. Inhale, exhale into warrior one. Bring your hands to heart center, pivot on that back foot and start to take your shoulders over your ankle and start to walk your foot forwards as you come into warrior three. Come into your Ujjayi breath, engage all your yogic tools with Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Flex that back toe. Slowly bring that down, back into warrior two. Windmill your hand down to the floor and take your left foot back to meet the right. Take your right foot up towards the sky. And then we're going to take knee to nose 3 times. So inhale, your knee to your nose and back. Exhale. Inhale, knee to nose and back as you exhale. One more time. And this time hover here, then take your right knee over towards the right wrist and walk your left foot back. Make sure it's in line with your left hip. Pad out the brick, your bottom here, either with a brick or a blanket. Pause here. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And on the exhale, tuck in that back toe, lift that knee, reach your right foot all the way to the end, and then bring that down to the floor. Coming into Ardha Chaturanga, so bring your knees down onto the floor, and then bring your shoulders down, your chest down towards the floor, and peel yourself up. Peel that chest up as you come into your low cobra. Lowering from your low cobra on the exhale, tuck in your toes, come onto the knees, push the chest away, and then into down dog. Right leg goes back up and we're going to lunge. So take that right foot to the right hand or help it to get there. Rock on that front foot and then bring the back foot to join the front. Pressing all the way to the top. And again. Inhale, lower. Exhale, Ardha. Inhale. Back into Uttanasana. Left foot back, have a nice wide base and short. And come up onto your right leg. If your hands don't work up here, raising high, do take them down to your hip. What you're getting here is a nice stretch in that left hip flexor. Be stable in that right knee. Inhale here as you exhale, coming into your warrior two. Take your shoulders back over your hips if you need to. Feel the connection of the outside edges of the feet on the floor. The hips rotating inwards. The knee giving you stability as it points towards the baby toe. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale. Coming into reverse warrior as your left hand goes over, arcs over you. Sorry, right hand arcs over you. Left hand is on the left knee. Looking down at your left foot. One more breath. Exhale back to warrior two. Windmill your hand down here. Come up onto the back toes if that works for you, and into a lovely easy twist. One more breath. And then lower the right hand down. Pivot on that back foot back into a warrior foot. So your right hand is next to your right foot. And the closed twist here, much more difficult. But actually it just builds great strength, more stamina, and some flexibility. Exhale, lower. Pivot on that back foot as one more time. You go up into an easy twist. And then as you take your right hand forward, place that on the floor as your left hand comes up to the side, and then rock yourself back up into warrior two. Reach forward and placing that right hand on the right knee. Your left hand is on your lower back, and this time just making sure you take that elbow all the way behind you. You look down towards that palm. The outside edge of the back foot is on the mat. Front foot is all connected. And then take your left hand over your left cheek. A really lovely stretch. Feel that stretch. One more breath. Exhale, back up. Into warrior one. Bring your hands down to heart center. Pivot on that back foot. Start to bring it forward as you come into warrior three. Wherever your warrior three is, be really, really steady with your breath. Ujjayi works well here. Steady with your bandhas. It doesn't matter if you wobble. Flexing that back foot. And then slowly bring that back foot down, back into warrior. Windmill your hand all the way down to the floor. And then take your right foot back to meet the left. Take your left leg behind you. And do 3 knee to noses before we come into pigeon. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale, hover here over by the left elbow, and then bring that knee down towards that left hand. I'm going to walk my right foot back, and this time I'm actually going to come down onto my elbows. 2 more breaths here. And then coming back up in onto your hands, tucking that back toe. Lift up your knee and take it back. Your right foot back all the way and place it down on the floor. I'm going to either come down in Ardha Chaturanga or full Chaturanga. So from here, roll over your toes if you're coming down in full Chaturanga, or come down in your knees if that works better for you. Take your shoulders over your wrists and gently lower yourself with control all the way down to the floor and come up into high cobra or even up dog where your knees come off the mat for one more breath. And you're within up dog. Roll over both toes and come back into down dog. Taking your left foot back towards sky. We're going to lunge forward towards the left hand or help it. Take a breath in, pivot on that back foot, on the front foot, and then bring your back foot to meet the front. Hands in, elbows in hands. Rock yes and no, and gently draw yourself all the way up to the top. Hands down by your side. Pause here. Feel free to carry on with 2 more rounds just like that to warm up the body, maybe at a slightly faster pace or a slower pace. Whatever you feel like doing today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.